As I said last week, we had a tough road swing, Illinois State and Indiana State, and we only had one real practice last week to prepare for Illinois State. And the other thing that we added to that is Lee Pudwell was out for the week, so we also had another opportunity to work on some different things lineup-wise. We had that same lineup a couple weeks ago at Drake, but really needed to work on some things to get. We ended up putting Kayla in there, but I think the biggest difference for us is when we do that, it changes a lot for some of our other players. So I was really proud of the way our kids handled that situation. There's a couple players that their role changes very significantly when we do that. Macy Euban was one of them, and I thought they handled it really well. Very proud of our effort on the weekend. I think the biggest positive for us came at Illinois State when we were able to hold on and win in 4 after what I would call a very disappointing loss in the second game. It was very similar to the Southern Illinois loss where we were ahead significantly late in the game and ended up losing. We were ahead, I think, 23-18, and kind of allowed one server to take us out of that game, which was really frustrating and very yucky feeling going into the locker room. But I was really proud of our kids and the way we bounced back, much better obviously than we did against Southern Illinois. Part of that is because most of the rest of that match we were playing very well, but really hung in there and held on, and not only won 2 games, but they were also very 2 tight games. So very proud of our effort against Illinois State and happy with our response in that match. We turn around and play an Indiana State team who was playing very well. This is their last match of the season against us. It was senior night for them. Very pumped up, a very energetic team, and I just thought it was a really good battle by both teams. We were able to win in 4, but I just give Indiana State a lot of credit. It was a really fun match to be a part of. I thought both teams played well defensively. One of the things that I've talked about for us is being able to transition out of defense and get better swings, and I thought we did a really good job of that on Saturday night, so really glad to see that advancement. So very proud of our effort this weekend. I thought it was definitely another one of those team efforts. Kinsey really had a good weekend as far as distributing the ball, and especially with different people hitting in different positions. I thought she did a nice job of handling that very well. Kayla stepped in and did a nice job in her role for us this weekend. I would also like to give our sideline players a lot of credit. They were very energetic, very enthusiastic. They were giving a lot of really good information from the bench. So they were, to me, very much difference makers this weekend as well. So very happy with our weekend effort. Heading into this weekend, it's our last weekend at home, which is absolutely crazy to me. And the first thing I want to say is thank you to all the fans that have supported us this year. Every home match, we've had great crowds and great support, and obviously we'd love the same thing this weekend as we take on Bradley and Loyola. What I will say about them, I'm not going to say a lot about them right now in terms of what we need to do to be prepared, because this is the 2 teams that we played very early in the season. They were our first conference opponents, so to be honest, we have not seen a lot of them. Where they fall in the schedule, we don't do a lot of scouting of the opponents that we're playing against Bradley and Loyola, so we have not seen a lot of video. But I guarantee the next couple days we'll watch a lot of video and get an opportunity to see what makes them do the things that they're doing well. We obviously know some of the players that are doing well for them, but these are 2 teams that have just really stepped up the last part of the conference. They had great weekends, great weekend last weekend against Missouri State and Wichita. They didn't come up with any wins, but challenged both of those teams very well. The other thing that adds a lot to these 2 teams is the 5 teams for the conference tournament are pretty much decided who those 5 teams are. The order is we have no idea at this point, but for that 6th team in the conference tournament, it will either be Bradley or Loyola. And obviously a win against us would be big for either one of those teams, so we expect them to come in with a lot of excitement and energy. You know, basically it's a do or die situation. Their season either ends this weekend or they continue to the conference tournament. So we know they're going to be very prepared for us. The other thing for us is senior night, which is always a very fun, emotional, exciting night for us. That will be on Saturday night, and we get to honor our 2 seniors, Macy Euban and Shelby Kinsel. And these are 2 kids that have just been an incredible part of our program over the last 5 years. I'm so proud of them, not just what they do on the court, but off the court as well. I don't talk about a lot of awards up here, but Shelby and Macy, a couple weeks ago, received the Capital One Academic All-District team, first team, which is an amazing honor. Basically, our district has 8 states, and they only choose 8 student athletes, and we had 2 of them. So very proud of them. Shelby's an elementary ed, literacy ed, math education major, and she has a 4.0, and Macy has a 3.93 in biology and biochem. So 2 kids that obviously you've seen what they've done on the court, but have contributed so much more to our program, and we're obviously looking forward to honoring them. But I will say we can do all the honoring we want as far as our program and our staff, but I promise you the best way to honor them is to have a big crowd and a great team effort this weekend. They've been fortunate to be a part of that for their entire 5-year experience here, and I know to me that's probably the best way that we can send those 2 kids off. So looking forward to that and to the weekend in general.